Hello everybody, it's Mika and I'm back with another video. I'm just going to go over a few pointers of things that I felt that I needed to talk about Jazzy life in the rest of the live. Basically summing up what happened in the rest of the live because it really wasn't very eventful. It was just like a bunch of her complaining as always.
It's like I keep getting set back. My first setback is having to pay for everything by myself. I got in here. We got in here, and
Okay, so already it's only 3 minutes into the live and we can already kind of tell what the point of this live was. Um, my Jazzy Life has a way of trying to come and try to disguise what she really wants to, what she really needs, or what she really wants to ask by trying to. I don't know. I don't know what she calls herself trying to do. It's like she's trying to play us to be the fool, but she really is the fool, basically. So she says that she's having to pay for everything by herself. That is life. You're an adult. You have children. You've made a decision to have multiple children. You have 5 children. Um, you have a child that is well, is he school age? That he's getting on the brink of being school age, but in my opinion, I would have been probably had him in preschool or some type of program by now. Um, but to me, I feel like you probably don't want to get them in a program because you feel like then it's almost like Liv's life. They feel like Liv's life and her are very much the same in the way. What I mean by that is they know that if they have a child at home that they have to tend to, they know that they can always use that as an excuse for them not to get up and move around and make extra money. So whenever maybe their other baby fathers or their viewers get to asking questions like, well, when they come on here and beg, and then the viewers get to asking the questions like, well, why don't you have this? You should go get a job. They get to say, well, I have this baby at home, or I got this child at home. I can't really do anything. That's an excuse. There's ladies that are on housing programs that are on all the public assistance that they can receive right now, and they have their child in some daycare. They're out working. It's the same thing. Just because you do social media does not make you a unicorn. Like if you feel like at any time you feel like you're not bringing in enough money to take care of your household, that means that you need to branch out and find something else. Ain't nobody saying that you need to give up your social medias. Ain't nobody saying it. What the people are trying to say is that you need to go and find something else to add to the social media income. That's what people are trying to say, but you act like you don't understand that. And so then you come on here every time it gets to be time to pay the rent again. And now the new excuse is basically what I'm getting at is that Chris is not there. But Jazzy, I'm starting to go in already because I'm really tired of hearing this girl talk about, oh, I'm doing it by myself. Oh, you did all this by yourself, Jazzy. So you gotta you made these decisions on your own. You made the decision of going to get pregnant with Legendary on your own because Chris told you that he did not want any more children. He didn't want any more kids. So you made the decision by yourself. Now you have to be by yourself in it. Like it's crazy. Okay, so you're sitting here, you complaining about how you got to pay for everything on your own, and you're in this house that you can't afford. But you moved into the house with your boyfriend. You moved into a house. You didn't move in with your husband. You didn't move. You didn't move in without with a contract stating that what I'm saying. You didn't do that. You moved in with a boyfriend, and then the boyfriend wasn't even helping you financially from the beginning. We have to stop starting these relationships or dealing with situations that we know aren't right from the beginning, and then when they don't end good for us, and we end up in bad spots and upset and having people not meeting our needs. We can't sit there and just be crying about it when you made the decision to keep partaking in it. But I'm talking too much. Let's listen to what else she got to say.
And it's supposed to be better. And instead, I'm just doing this shit by myself. Doing it by myself. And it's taking every ounce of me. Every ounce. Like, you know, pills is just, I'm drowning. You know, like, I'm like, damn, you know, that I'm having to come out of pocket and pay for this other shit.
I have to say something else. Jazzy, don't you think that your subscribers are getting tired of clicking on a live every time or a video and seeing some sad stuff? It's the same sad song every time with you. Don't you think that people are getting tired of hearing this? I mean, it can be somebody out somewhere. Now, mind you, I mean, we're all adults. We can pick and choose what we want to click on, right? But you have those people that really mess with you the long way on here that subscribe to you, that support you, that have sent cash apps, that have supported a lot of the kids' birthdays and Christmases and stuff like that. But those people, do you think every time they come on here, because they're gonna come and they want to support you, it's about supporting you is clicking on your videos. Do you think that they're getting tired of having to click on your video or clicking onto your videos and seeing this sadness all the time? It's always a depression. It's always sadness going on. We all deal with depression. We all have anxiety. We all go through those type of things, especially being mothers. We have those things that we go through. But you have to find a better productive way of dealing with that stuff because this is toxic. Getting onto YouTube, anytime something happens to you, getting upset, crying, getting on here, and then like it's almost like you feel like we're like the viewer is supposed to be able. It's like almost like okay, well let me put all my burdens and my worries, my depression onto them, and then it can rush off. It can come off of me. You need to go pray to God. God will take all that up off you. You let Him put it in His hands. We are not God. We are not no being or no super being that we can come and change those things for you. The only thing that people can do is give you advice. And from where I'm standing at, every time somebody give you advice, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to take it. So it's just like it ain't gonna never change if you don't do nothing different. You going through a hard time financially. So I mean, what other thing can you do but to go out and get some more money? That's it.
And I just feel like just saying fuck it all. Just fuck it everything. Because it's just so much. It's so much. And it's
You're
like
not the
people don't
only person
understand.
that goes through this, Jazz. You're not the only person.
I wish I could just up and
It's
leave.
almost like she thinks that we're some type of outside beings and we created her and we're some type of outside beings and she's the human going through this, the only person that's going through this on the earth. It's very selfish and it's very manipulative and it's disgusting. Like because you think that you playing a role. Oh, I have 5 kids. Oh, girl, you know how many people got more kids than you? How many kids? And then they still get up. They go work. They work multiple jobs. Their kids is in daycare. Then she goes on to talk about how she has no help from anybody. And that brings me back and it infuriates me on how she keeps talking about how she has nobody. First of all, you do have somebody. You have Phillip. He's been helping you. We've seen it. We've seen it. We watched it with our own 2 eyes. You've shown it. You've shown him. You've talked about how he's kept the kids multiple days out, like sometimes weeks, or why they came over there for a weekend with you. And so stop talking about how you have nobody, because that's a lie. But let's say that you didn't have anybody. Do you know how many teen moms there are right now? 16, 17, 18, 19. Right now, that's probably in the shelter. They have nobody. They have no help, none at all. But you want to sit here and talk about I have nobody, like you just the only person in the world that's going through this. Like that's what gets on my nerves about you, girl. You're not the only person that have problems. I've literally seen 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 year olds in the same predicament as you. We got multiple kids. Get up, get their kid. First of all, get their kids in daycare. Find they self affordable housing. Go to work 9 to 5, and they make it through. They might cry at night when they get home. They might cry in their pillow, but they get up. They find a way. They make it through. They don't get on here complaining to live because anybody can get on here and do that. But what is they gonna do for you? It's not gonna do anything. The only thing you keep doing is complaining and complaining and complaining. There's nothing's changing. Nothing's changing. Nothing is going to change until you put the effort in to finding something else to do. Until you make a change for yourself, nothing's gonna change. Cause you're trying to make like everybody else against you. You're trying to make like everybody else is making your life like this. You're making your life like this. You have to take responsibilities for your actions. And your subscribers have to stop lying to you, girl. That's what's going on. Now, through the whole live, Jazzy kept on referring to money, about basically alluding to the fact that she does not really have enough money. It's almost seeming like to whenever the first comes, she's not going to be able to have her rent money, or some bills are going to be missing. Money is going to be missing for the bills, or she's not going to have enough money after the bills are being paid. She was not being clear about that, but what was clear was that she was having some money issues. And so I think somebody wrote in the chat, what people are asking me, what happened to your tax money? She said, I had to pay up some bills. Now, I don't know. I know she lives in Texas. I don't know how Texas and stuff work like that, but I know in my state, what bills are you talking about? Because I know you're not talking about, I know you're not talking about your credit. Because you was just over here complaining about your credit, about the fact that you haven't paid that off. So you can't talk about that. And I know in my state, light bill, you don't pay that light bill on that first month, the lights are off. I know with rent, as soon as you want to play and it's looking like you're not going to pay that rent, they going down there, they about to get rent, and they're not going to play with you too long on that. So what bill, be specific, what bill are you talking about you caught up on? Even if you caught up on, like, how behind were you on the rent? I mean, didn't the people just help you pay the rent? When was that? November? That was this year? Because she said Chris left in November, so that was this year, wasn't it? I don't remember when that was. That was just before tax time. They helped you pay your rent. So how behind could you have gotten in just those couple of months, like that little time, but between the time since the people helped you pay the rent, how far behind in rent did you get? Because what bill are you talking about? I'm confused. Be specific. It's given that you're lying, because at that time, y'all, if y'all go check back in the live, I forgot, I ain't got the timestamp. When she got to talking about that, she was looking all over the place, trying to play the fool, but you are the fool. Trying to make it seem like, oh, I ain't got no money because I pay. Girl, what? Because you wouldn't be on here talking about your rent is so much, you wouldn't be complaining about all that if you had paid your rent up. So what did you spend the money on? But see, people like that, that's my point. People like that, you can give them a boatload of money, and they're gonna be in the same situation next week because they don't have good money management skills. And then at one point in the live, she got to talking about how somebody said you need to write out your stuff, make a budget. Oh, budgeting is not the problem, girl. Are you crazy? It's evident that you have a money management skill problems. It's obvious that you don't have a budgeting plan, because you keep finding yourself in the same hole every month. Like, it's the problem. And a lot of that comes from the fact that you don't want to get off your butts and go and get you a job so you can have more income. But this is the bed you're making for yourself, and you continuously laying in and crying and crying. Don't nobody want to hear that. That's why we work 9 to 5, so that we gotta get up. Sometimes you don't want to go to work, but you go to work because at least you're going to have a peace of mind where you're going to lay your head. At least you're going to have a peace of mind about having lights, air, water, all that. 9 to 5s might not be shit to you and Chris, but guess where Chris at now at a 9 to 5? Guess where you at now? In the same situation you were at before he met you, and really worse. But you talk down on 9 to 5s though. That's where you need to be at 9 to 5. Get you one. I bet your life will improve 50% if you get you a 9 to 5. Ain't nobody gonna talk. Ain't nobody gonna be mad. Ain't nobody gonna laugh at you. We're gonna be like, dang. Sad as it is, we're gonna be like, dang, that's good. Go ahead. We're gonna be proud of you, even though you 30 something years old and that's what you're supposed to do. People gonna be proud of you that you actually took that step. But you're not gonna do it. I don't know what it's gonna take for you to actually get off your butt and make the conscious decision to go out and get you some more income by working a 9 to 5. That's what you're gonna have to do. Can't get past it. Because if you was gonna be anything more than what you were now on social media, you would have been there. You would have been that. This is what it's gonna be. This is your future. You're looking at it. So, anyways, Jazzy ended up staying on that live for about an hour and 55 minutes. That wasn't enough for her. So she moved from the car to her bedroom floor, ended up going live there again for another hour, however long. And she just really centered that live around Phillip. Really, the whole two lives was centered around Phillip because she has a whole bunch of anger and stuff built up, and she don't know where to put it but towards Phillip because Phillip is the only baby daddy that she can reach out and really touch and really like talk to because Chris is nowhere to be found. Addresses are not being told, so she has no way to really contact Chris and really give him that talking to like she really wants to. So the only person she can really do that with is Phillip. So she goes to talk about how Phillip is talking down on her because she's in a single one person household, single one parent household, and he's in a two parent. I didn't understand that, a 2 person household. That didn't make no sense to me because that lets you know your mentality. You think just because you're not in a relationship that you can't live good, you can't eat good, and that's not true. It's not true at all. You equaling out having a man with you, and well, having 5 kids means that you need to have a man to live good, and that's just stupid. That's stupid because you know what you're doing. You opening up the doors to always catch men like Chris and Phillip because they gonna smell that desperation on you like a shark smelling blood, honey. Every time because you thinking like that. You need to already have yourself equipped before you even get in a relationship where you said, especially moving forward with the kids that you already have, the next ninja that you get with, you need to already have all your stuff, your P's and Q's together. So if he get acting crazy, it's like, okay, move around. We can move around from each other. We both gonna be straight type stuff. You keep on talking about now that I'm single, now that I'm single. Girl, please. There's a lot of people single. It's okay to be single. People still out here eating good. People still living good. Bills are getting paid with multiple kids without a man. You need to get out that thought process, honey. Like, for real. So she goes to talk about why is Phillip over here trying to talk down on me, and I talking about I'm broke, but that can change. I could be rich. All I gotta do is go. Trying to basically saying all I gotta do is go and bring your child support back up so that I can start getting all the money back again. But my thing is, why did you even? I don't even want to go into this. I'm gonna speak on it. I'm just gonna say, why would you even take the money down anyway? Why would you do that? So now you got to talk to him about how much he gonna give you. So you already know that didn't work out in the past. You should have remembered what made you put him on child support in the first place. Because people don't normally change like that with money in situations like that. They either gonna be good with the money or they're not gonna be good with the money. So whenever you took the money down and you lowered the price and stuff like that, like he gonna start back into his own same ways that he was doing in the first place, like taking advantage of that. If that's really happening, because you know how Jazzy is, she come and tell her half truth real quick. We don't really know what's going on. It's 3 sides of the story: her side, his side, and then the truth. But anyways, she talks about how she lowered the child support down to $77. Girl, I wouldn't put that in the calculator because I ain't good at math. You getting $306 a month for 4 kids. No wonder why you over there struggling. That ain't doing nothing for you. That's not gonna help you. And I'm not saying that he need to be giving all the money to her and she need to be able to make a living off his money. But $306 for 3 kids, 4 kids, that's barely enough for especially these prices.
That's barely enough for one. And I'm not trying to laugh at her. I'm just saying you gotta have some type of comic relief because this is a whole bunch of mess. But yeah, she talking about how I'm gonna put it. Girl, I'm like, girl, get off this live right now. You still have enough time. Like you had time earlier. If you thinking about it now at the time of the second live, you was thinking about it at the time of that first live, because this is what this was all about the first time. Because you thought this is what this whole argument was about the first time. Because you feel like Phillip should be giving you all his money. So you should have been over there at that child support office. So I don't want to hear it. I don't believe you gonna go down there and do it. I believe it when I see it. I believe it when you tell it. When you tell your truth in quotation. But girl, yeah, so that whole situation, let me see what else she said. Um no, this is the last thing I want to talk about. Why every time you look around you always talking down on Phillip? You talking down on Phillip, who Phillip this, who Phillip that. Ever since Kristen left you, now all you want to talk about is what Phillip is not doing. When we see Phillip is there. Phillip is present for his 4 kids. Chris ain't even there for his one child. Let you tell it, Kristen came around and got legend, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But we don't never hear you talk down on Chris. We don't never hear you say nothing about Chris. Girl, bye. Like that's what I'm talking about. It's just idiot. It's idiot type stuff, and the girls. I hope she changed, but I don't think so. I don't want to put my hopes in, spend my hopes on stuff like this. I don't want to spend my hopes on stuff like that. It's wasteful. Um, but that's really all I want to come on here and talk about. It wasn't really too much going on. The live was like a lot of dead air, a lot of times where she stopped and paused and just was staring at the camera looking crazy and crying a lot. It just gives me, she is unaware of herself and she's unaware of the world outside of her home. Like you think you're the only person going through this. Why haven't you tried to get any public assistance other than food stamps? You saying that like you trying to make it like you make a lot of money off YouTube, but evidently you're not, because we're always hearing, or the reactors are always talking about how you broke all the time. So you must not be making it big over there too much. Like, so won't you reach out and try to get all the public assistance you can get? Because even if you doing social media, you still not making enough income, and they will still help you. You have 5 kids. Use your amenities. Use your I can't even think of the word. Use whatever they got to help you get on the good foot. Once you get on the good foot, you get off of it, you move on to the next tier of life, and you pass it on. You pass the baton to the next woman trying to come up and trying to, do better for her kids. That's what public assistance is for. It's not for you to stay on it forever. It's for you to get on it and move on to the next tier of life. Anyways, I feel like I rambled on for too long. So I'm going to end it off here. It's Mika, and I'll be back with another reaction. Please like, follow, subscribe, and I'll be back with more. Thank you.